Hi, I'm Bob with LPS Computer. Today I'm going to show you how to do a repair on a Designjet 500 or 510 or an 800 series plotter. Procedure is the same for the 24-inch and the 42-inch. The issue we're addressing today is a broken latch on the carriage. The latch that breaks is actually part of the ink tube system. So this would be an alternative to replacing the entire ink tube system. If it's not leaking or letting air in, there's no reason to really throw it away when you could use this little kit that one of my very clever sons has come up with. He created a part that we print on our 3D printer, and he uses a very tough plastic and fixes the problem very nicely. The first thing you want to do is get the carriage unlocked. I'm going to do that by plugging the machine in, and when the carriage moves, I'm going to unplug it. Now, if the latch is broken, chances are the carriage wasn't able to get back into its home position because the latch allowed the printhead cover to come up some and hit the frame, and then you would get an error code that would indicate that you need to latch that down. Problem is, it's not possible once that latch is broken. So we'll just wait a minute here for this to move, and then I'm going to remove the power from the machine. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to take the time to announce that we have a new video series coming out. This one's a little bit different. It's based more on my hobby, which is woodworking. In the first video, we're going to take an old coffee table my wife no longer wants and turn it into a shipping pallet. Okay, this is moved, so I'm going to unplug it. And we can see that this has almost unlocked. Oh, it's hitting the cover. So there you can see that the latch is pulled away from the plastic. Normally this fits in here like this, and this hook goes through the purple extension here and pulls it down, but what happens is it breaks out of this thin plastic. So what we're going to do is replace or put a part in place of this plastic, so we need to take that off. So the first thing we need to do is take off the top cover from the machine. To do that, we have to take two T15 screws out of the back cover. This is a 24-inch model. On the 42-inch model, there are 3 screws, but that's the only real difference. Okay, with those out, all we have to do is lift up on the cover itself, and it unlatches. And we can take it off the machine. Just lift it straight up. Okay. The part we're taking off is called a crane. That's the end of the ink tube system, and the print heads all plug into the end of the crane, which has the print head ports. So we need to remove the print heads to take this out. And there's a T8 screw right there. This comes in the kit, by the way. It's T8 and a T15. So we're just going to take that loose, and it's free. Now there's another hold down, a little latch on the back here, and this is very easily broken. It's this piece right here. So you just want to gently pull that out and lift up on the tube system, and it comes free. We'll get the carriage out of the way for now. Now this screw is a captive screw, and you'll see on the bottom side there it's not going to fall out. So what I'm going to have to do is push on that a little bit while I turn it, and that will allow it to unscrew from the tube system. So you really don't want to throw this away. We're going to use it again. Don't drop it into the machine. Or you could extend this job a little. Okay, this piece needs to come off, and it's held on by clip here, here, and then there's 4 around the bottom here. So we'll start with this one, which has a, you can press in on that one and it lets it go. Then you just move it to the right and it lets go from the other side. So we'll start with this one right here, and then this, and then there's 2 on the other side also. That one appears to be broken, and then there's this one. Okay, so I've got this off, and as you can see, this is really thin plastic. There's not a lot there for the latch to hold on to, and they typically break out one side or the other, sometimes both sides. So this is pretty much trash at this point. This is the new part, and you can see it's much heavier plastic, made out of some pretty tough stuff we use in the printer. This is just never going to pull out or break out again. Now there's 2 fingers here, one on this side, one on this side. They both align with barbs. One is here, and the other one is here. Barbs on the tube system. Let me get them lined up. And just snaps in like that. There's not much to it. And it's on. That's it. Now the next thing we're going to do is, and this is optional, you don't really need to do it, but I think it makes it look a little nicer. We include a little bit of plastic tape here that if you'd start right below these latches and just kind of cover it up here. This is more for sake of appearance than function, but it does make these tubes less visible. I don't think they would come out on them by themselves in any case, but we do that. And the last thing we want to do is put this screw. I'll put that screw back in when we put it on the carriage. So bring the carriage back out, and the procedure here is the exact opposite of taking it off. So put the carriage over to the side here. This needs to be opened, and we'll just cautiously move this into position. There's an opening right here that this latch is going to latch into. Put that in there like that, and this needs to come back down so we can move it back over. Now we put the screw back in. Oops. Unlatch it. You know, turn that all the way down, but don't crank down on it because it is going into plastic and you'll strip it out. So just get it down so it's snug. That's good. And you see that that is now part of the carriage. So we can go ahead and put the print heads back in. And we can now latch this down, and it is as good as new. It's ready to rock and roll again. So I'm going to put the top cover back on. There's two little nubs right here that it clips onto. So that's the main thing you want to guide it onto. There are fingers here. That's what go over the nubs that are sticking out. So I'm just going to line that up on each side. Apply a little bit of pressure. And it pops back on. And we're ready to print again. So that's all there is to it. You can order these kits online at lpscomputer.com, or you can give us a call at 800-959-1575, and we'll be glad to send one out to you. This is Bob signing off from LPS Computer. I'll see you next time.